Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and to another reaction video. Today we're going to be watching, reviewing, and reacting to the season finale of Obi-Wan Kenobi. And Spec just jumped down. Cats are a little active right now, so you may see some cats coming and going, just as a heads up. Alright, so this is the final episode of the season. Short season. Last episode was extremely intense. Definitely the best episode of the series so far, in my opinion. So I'm really excited to see how they're going to wrap this up. I'm curious what they're going to do. Are we going to see Reva going after Luke? And what will she be hoping to accomplish? Are we going to see another Obi-Wan and Vader confrontation at some point? Is Obi-Wan ever gonna actually talk to Qui-gon? That's another question that they keep coming back to throughout the series. Yeah. And then of course they have to get Leia back home too. So a bunch of things that I'm curious about, or that maybe hopefully will be happening here. Oh my god. Cats. What are the... Oh my god. I'm just gonna not pay attention to that. Anyway, so I also, just as a warning, I am starving. I'm gonna be eating popcorn, so sorry if you're... I know there's some people out there that definitely do not like it when I eat snacks during reactions, but sorry guys, I'm starving. It's just how I am. Sorry. Anyway, let's get into this episode, the season finale of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Here we go. She's not looking her best, but a lot better than I would have anticipated after just getting a lightsaber right through her. Though, I suppose, if you were struck, like, straight through with a lightsaber,
at once, Lord Vader,
it would cauterize itself when it comes out, right? So
they're scared.
oh,
Their minds off of her.
Leia's trying to make them feel better.
maybe I should borrow her too.
No.
Oh,
Leia!
Leia.
She needs to be given space.
You must promise me that you'll get her home, Haja, as soon as I'm in the clear.
You have my word. Although I know the word of a liar and a fake Jedi may not mean much to you.
It's good enough for me.
You've proven yourself by now, my man. What do they got? Like a little ship on board that he can get in to...
I have to face him, Master.
Oh, Qui-gon!
Whether he dies or I do, this ends today.
Yeah, I don't know
Are you
about
ready?
that part. But, yeah.
Dropship's all set.
Follow Kenobi.
At once, Lord Vader.
The Grand Inquisitor's like... Getting a little fed up with your shit, but I can't say anything because you're Darth Vader. Lola! She said Lola with him, so he wouldn't be scared. Oh. Oh.
Have you come to destroy me, Obi-Wan?
I will do what I must.
Oh. Oh.
Then you will die.
Oh. Yeah, he's back. He's back. Woo. Oh man. Even the back-to-back, like with him and Anakin training. Oh! Oh shit! Oh shit!
Your strength.
Yeah, it has.
But the weakness
Woo!
still remains.
Oh! Oh!
That is why you will always lose.
Okay. He has the high ground. Shit! Oh my god! And you have no idea. Vader has no idea. Thinks he just crushed it. Oh. He says so now. Woo! Oh shit! Let's go! He's really back. Take down the suit. Woo!
Anakin.
Oh no.
Anakin's gone.
It's his voice.
I am what remains.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Anakin. For all of it.
I am not your failure.
Obi-Wan.
You didn't kill Anakin Skywalker. I did.
Oh, oh. Just break his heart all over
Same
again.
way, I will destroy you.
Oh.
Then my friend is truly dead. Goodbye, Darth.
Oh. She's not gonna be able to do it.
I couldn't do it. I failed them.
That's not failing them.
I killed them all and I couldn't do it.
You haven't failed them by showing mercy. You have given them peace.
Mm-hmm.
You have honored them.
I mean, obviously, because Luke wasn't gonna die, but
The probes are tracking every system.
like I
within
knew she was
range.
gonna stop
We will
of her own
destroy
volition.
everything in our paths until he is found.
Ooh!
You seem agitated, my friend.
He will not evade me again.
There it is.
today?
Oh, she doesn't know.
Not exactly.
She doesn't know.
Lola!
Who am I to separate a young lady from her droid? Princess Leia Organa, you are wise, discerning, kind-hearted. These are qualities that came from your mother. But you're also passionate and fearless, forthright. And these are gifts from your father. Both were exceptional people who bore an exceptional daughter. Hello there.
What? No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Oh my god. They really did that. It's happening! It's happening! Qui-gon!
Master Qui-gon.
Well, took you long enough.
Beginning to think you'd never come.
He's always here, Obi-Wan. You just were not ready to see. Come on, you've got a ways to go.
Oh my god. Oh, that ended so well. Oh my god, that episode was so good. It was so good. And I feel like pretty much all of the stuff that I was saying going into the episode that I wanted to happen happened. So, and it even better than I could have thought. The Qui-Gon thing. That's, you know, they were asking Liam Neeson too, if people have been asking him for a while if he was gonna appear, and you know, he did a good job of lying about it, because he was saying, no, I haven't even been approached, and there he was. But I was saying, I knew, you know, when it kept being something that Obi-Wan kept coming back to and referring to throughout the episodes, trying to contact him, trying to talk to him. And I think that's good, the way that they did it too, the way that they did it, where he says I've been here the whole time, you just weren't ready. And he had to go through this. He had to go through everything that we saw in this series in order to get back to himself, restore his connection with the Force and his confidence in the Force and his confidence in the rightness of what he's always done, and move past his guilt and his sadness over Anakin's loss and what Anakin had done, which, you know, is exactly as Tala was trying to tell him. Yes, you will obviously never really be able to forget, you'll never totally move on, but you can live with it and, you know, not be destroyed by it constantly. And this is what he had to go through to get to that point. And then that brought him to this place where he could finally see Qui-Gon, and now he'll go and learn more from Qui-Gon. But I have to say, so I still don't totally understand the Reva situation, because to me it seems like, from what we saw in this episode, her goal was to kill Luke, but obviously she couldn't bring herself to do it. She couldn't go that far to the dark side. Like, so, you know, she didn't go like Anakin did to Vader. She couldn't actually go so far as to kill children in order to get her power and revenge. But my question is, what what was her thinking process about it anyway? Like, I assume that the thought process is revenge because he's Anakin's son, so she couldn't kill Anakin, but she could kill him. But how does she actually know that he's Anakin's son? Because from that message that we saw, I don't recall Bale actually, like, mentioning the kids being Anakin Skywalker's children. Just that there was children that Obi-Wan was watching over and that they were communicating about and that they didn't want people to find about. Like, so I don't get the information that she found out unless, I don't know. Like, I don't understand how, that's the one thing I don't get. Unless she, when she was inquiring around about Owen, maybe somebody knows who's there, that was his stepbrother's son, and so when she was asking, maybe somebody that gave information was like, oh yeah, that's Owen Lars and his wife Beru, and they adopted their nephew Luke Skywalker, and that's how she knew. But that's I just have to guess because it doesn't make any sense without that she would just know, because nobody knows. So for me, that was the one thing that was kind of throwing me, the small negative in an otherwise fantastic episode. But I still do like, I think it was good that the way that they were able to conclude her story here and bring Luke into it. I just think that just stood out to me. But obviously, the meat of the episode revolves around Anakin and Obi-Wan. So that was amazing. The lightsaber fight, I actually think this is their best one, to be honest. I know a lot of people feel that in terms of all of the Star Wars movies that have ever existed and Star Wars shows, that Anakin and Obi-Wan, as and with Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor as the portrayers, when they come up against each other, that's always been the best lightsaber dueling that has existed in any of the films or shows. And that's a pretty common consensus. A lot of people tend to agree with that. The funny thing is, for me, even though I definitely see that, and a lot of people are not gonna be happy about this, I already know, but I always kind of felt like their big lightsaber duel at the end of episode 3, the movie, not the show here, obviously, there were some parts of it that were excellent, and then there were other parts that seemed just like so CGI fake to me, that like, not on the full level of like Yoda lightsaber battles from the prequels fake, but not like this. Like this here, it was clearly just two individuals with great power who are very skilled with both the usage of the Force and lightsabers, dueling one-on-one, and even like in the training that they showed of Obi-Wan and Anakin, that is fantastically done. Like, the two of them together do an amazing job. But I personally think that this was the best one of any of their battles. So I'm sorry if I said any blasphemy for anyone out there. I'm sorry. But yeah, it was fantastically done. I loved the callbacks that they had in the battle, with first with the "I will do what I must," and then with the Obi-Wan stance, and the going back to back when they're fighting, and then of course with Vader, basically making an earthquake and setting him underground and then setting the rocks after him. Like, he had the high ground, right? But it didn't work out for him anyway. And then of course later what we saw as well, the callbacks both to their scene together at the end of episode 3, and also to Luke and Vader's scenes at the end of Return of the Jedi. All the parallels that they had between both of those, I thought was fantastic. Ewan McGregor, of course, did an amazing job, and I got choked up watching Obi-Wan's heart break all over again. seeing Anakin when that showed part of his face, and you could tell, like, he knew that this was Anakin the whole time, but now he actually sees his face, and it has a different effect, and suddenly all the sorrow and the regret and the guilt just overwhelms him in that moment. But it's funny because it's sad, but it also was the best possible thing that Anakin could have said to him in that moment, was that he wasn't his failure, and that he wasn't the one that killed him or basically turned him into Vader. That gave him the strength to know that he could move on, to process everything. But he still doesn't kill him. I mean, we knew he wasn't going to kill him, obviously, but it's not like something intervened that would make it so he couldn't kill him and Vader got away. No. He made the conscious decision not to kill him. So, like, Reva was right. He never could bring himself to want to kill Anakin. And I think it's good that stayed consistent. But yeah, that was amazing to me. That whole scene was fantastic. And then, and I loved Obi-Wan's scene with Leia as well, where he's talking about Padme and Anakin. And you could see this as the beginning of him, in his mind, separating Anakin Skywalker that he knew and loved from Darth Vader that exists. So that, later when he's older and he meets Luke and he talks about them as though they're two very distinct individuals. This clearly, it's because he's gotten to this stage where he doesn't view them as the same. He views Vader as that which is left, the dark side which took over and killed Anakin, basically. So I think it's very well done to show how Obi-Wan got to the point where he later was. Yeah. So I thought it was fantastic. I thought that it ended in an excellent way. I've already seen some people online saying that they should do a season 2, and if they could come up with good stories, I would be down with it, I suppose. But I also kind of feel like they ended it perfectly. Like, the shot of Vader at the end, his last shot, and the Imperial March is playing, I thought was fantastic, because to me, this little series was the bridge between the end of episode 3, where Obi-Wan goes off after the battle, all brokenhearted and torn to pieces emotionally, and Anakin goes off torn to pieces emotionally and physically. And he steps into the Vader suit for the first time at the end of that movie. And then when we the bridge between that and then when we see them as much older in the later movies. But I think that that bridge is important because they go through some significant changes. Like for me, one of the things that I always wanted more from the prequel trilogies was I would have preferred it if he became Darth Vader a little bit sooner, I guess, just so that we could see more of the process of his growth into that and his shift into that. Because, like, it's, I don't know, it just seems extremely abrupt because it really happens just briefly at the end. And this really gets to show how he fully lets go of Anakin for good, or at least until Luke comes into his life, and embraces Vader. And that involves his long process of searching for Obi-Wan that he couldn't get past until after this. Yeah. And it also did a great job of showing how Obi-Wan could go from the way he was at the end of episode 3 to who he was at the beginning of A New Hope. So I thought it was great. All right, I've talked way too long already, so I'm gonna wrap this up. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts, both about this episode specifically and of course also about the series as a whole now that it's concluded. And do you think that there should be a second season, or do you think it ended just the way it should here, or is there anything else you want to see? Let me know your thoughts. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye.